everyone, it's Diabetic Danica, and this month, or I guess last month now, I had the opportunity to speak at a diabetes conference, and in this video I'm going to tell you all about it. So I was invited to come speak at the JDRF TypeOneNation Summit, and it was the joint summit for San Antonio and Austin, Texas, and this was my first time ever speaking in a non-school setting, so I guess in a professional setting, I don't know. So it was really crazy. I was super honored to even be asked, but I was also so nervous. So I'm just gonna kind of go through the story of what happened and kind of give you a glimpse into what it was like. So it was really exciting because my mom actually got to go with me, and that was really cool because I hadn't seen her in a couple months, and so it was great to just reunite with her and have a buddy with me the whole time. The whole time I was joking that she was my assistant and like, oh, I pay her really well and like all this stuff. But she actually ended up helping me out a lot, just with like helping me feel more comfortable, with carrying stuff for me, with just making me feel supported, and so that I could really focus on why I was there, which was to meet people and to give my 2 talks. And then I always also had a point person, so like say I was off doing something, but then I had a moment, I had a person that I could go to and like know where I was supposed to go next and just have somewhere to reconvene and all that good stuff. It was just wonderful to have her there. So we got there the day before and we got to explore a little bit. Our hotel was actually right on the river, and so we got to go down to the river. It was beautiful hot weather. I love hot, humid weather and hot, dry weather too, just hot weather in general. And I saw a lizard and it was just a lot of fun. And then we also got to walk around a little bit and explore. We went to the little shopping mall that was across the way, and we got some Mexican food because we were in Texas. And it was a good night, but I was already getting super nervous for the next day, and I still had to practice, and like my mom helped me pick out some videos that I would potentially want to show, and I just had to go through my slides again. I didn't have as much time to go for my slides as I wanted to, and so I was kind of nervous about that, but anyway, we slept, sort of. I kept waking up. I think I woke up at like, I went to bed at like 11 or 12, and I woke up at like 3 a.m. and then I couldn't sleep for a couple hours, and then I went to sleep, woke up again, and we had to get up early because it started pretty early and we had a speaker's breakfast at 8. So basically I got like no sleep, maybe 4 to 5 hours total. And I got ready for the day. I wanted to curl my hair, look super nice. And so we got a cab to the conference center. And so the first thing on the agenda was the speaker's breakfast, and that was great because I got to talk to some of the other speakers. I hadn't met a lot of them, actually any of them before, but they're names that I've heard thrown around. So that was really awesome. There's the author of Think Like a Pancreas, there's the author of Sugar Surfing, just really great people, and it was nice to meet them. But again, when I get nervous, my tummy doesn't cooperate, so I was not hungry at all. I was even feeling a little sick. I was like, I'm not gonna have any breakfast, but yay, water. And then we all met in the big room where the first talk was given and the introduction was, and then we broke off into smaller groups, and this was when my first session was. So my first session was for the teens, the teenagers, and it was called Straight Talk with Diabetic Danica, Real Answers to Questions Submitted by our Type 1 community. And actually all the questions that were in the slideshow were from you guys. I asked on a couple different social medias for questions from teenagers. So I went through my slides, and then at the end we had a Q&A format just for everybody that was actually there, and they could submit questions anonymously by writing them down, and then while they were writing them down I showed them a video on the screen. So again, I had been super nervous all day, but it actually went really well, and I couldn't believe how well it went actually. Like, as people were filtering in, I was trying to talk to people and introduce myself before I even started the talk. I talked a little bit about Texas, and you know, is everybody from here? Everybody was from Texas. And right away, I just really liked the people in the room. Some of them were really engaged in this talk, and it was just really nice. So going through the slides, I felt pretty comfortable. As soon as I got going, I wasn't nervous anymore, and I just tried to make it more conversational and less talky at you. So it was really fun, and my mom did take some footage of that. I'm not going to put it all in here because I think it's like 15 minutes worth of footage, but if you want to see it, let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll just upload some of the talk. And then afterwards, after we had watched the video and I answered their questions in person, I just opened it up for people to come up and talk to me, talk to each other, make some friends. And I feel like a lot of people came up to me afterwards and talked to me, and it was really, really cool because this was the first time I've ever met a bunch of people that watch my videos at the same time. I've met a couple people here and there who watch them, but not really. And so at this conference, literally every in-between thing, I would meet somebody that watches my videos. Every time I sat down at a table to watch a different session that I wasn't speaking at, somebody would say that they liked my videos, they knew who I was. The first thing, when I first got to the venue, I went to the bathroom, and the person in the bathroom recognized me and said, "Oh, I love your Dexcom video, it really helped us put on my daughter's CGM." Stuff like that happened to me all day, and it was just amazing. Because I've been doing these videos for 5 years, and you know, I see the comments and I love the comments and I feel connected to you guys, but meeting you actually in person was the most rewarding thing, one of the most rewarding things that's ever happened to me in my entire life. Before my teen session had ever started, when I was still practicing, somebody came in and she said that she was a newly diagnosed type 1, but she was diagnosed way later in life, and she came to this conference just to meet me, and I just gave her a hug and I said hi, and it was just really cool, and that happened all day, and I met so many amazing people. When we first checked into the hotel and didn't have to pay for it and they already knew our name and that we were with JDRF, my mom was like, "Do you feel famous?" And I was like, not really. Like, this happened before for different like businessy type things. But then when the first person recognized me in the bathroom at the conference center, I was like, now I feel famous. So after the teen group, getting to talk with everybody, I really felt like we were friends, and I asked them questions about diabetes, they asked me questions, and it was just really, really cool. So then it was lunchtime and time to listen to another session. I finally got to eat at this point because it had gone so well. I felt like it went really well. It exceeded my expectations, and my mom was just like, "Wow, like you did so," I don't remember what she said, but she just was also just amazed at how well I did. I felt really proud of myself, which sounds funny, but just because, especially when I was younger, I was super, super shy, and now I can have shy tendencies sometimes, but I'm definitely getting way better. So it was just kind of surprising just to see how well I did, because I wouldn't ever really pick public speaking as something that I would have done like back then, but now I realize that I totally enjoy it. So I was feeling super good about getting to meet everybody at the teen session, and so I got a little bit of lunch in me. Again, when I sat down at the table, I met other people that knew my videos and who wanted to talk to me. Oh, and also even some people stopped me to get a picture with me, which was really cool. That's never happened to me before, so it just made me feel super famous, you know what I mean? But in an awesome way, where it's not just some random person, it's like someone that you share this huge thing of your life with. You're both diabetic, and I think that makes an even deeper connection than just the videos. So eventually it gets towards the end of the day, and the last session for the kids track was me. So I went there, and basically what that one was is we showed my 10 things I like about type 1 diabetes video, and then I got to talk with the kids. I asked them what they like about type 1 diabetes. I explained that it's really easy to think of things you don't like, but I want to challenge you to think of things that you do like, and they were so cute. I love these kids, oh my gosh. Each person I met, kid, teen, adult, they just filled my heart with so much joy and happiness, and just, it was amazing. So they all like contributed. I got to call on people that were raising their hand, and they told me what they liked about diabetes. Most kids said eating candy when they're low, which is so cute. And then we did an activity, so they got to write on a piece of paper and decorate what they liked about type 1 diabetes. We put it up on the wall in the shape of T1D and got to look at them, and then they made a white piece of paper instead of a colored one like on the wall, where they got to put stickers on it, and then that was part of the picture portion, and I'll get into that. But basically, while they were doing the craft, I got to just walk around and just talk to the kids individually, see what they were working on, and this was really fun for me. I actually used to, well, kind of work in a preschool. My senior practicum for my undergrad was working in a preschool, and so I felt really comfortable like speaking in front of the kids. I felt comfortable walking around and asking what they were working on, because that's what I did when I worked at the preschool. So I got to do that. I got to talk to a lot of kids individually. One girl in particular that really warmed my heart, her name is Claire, and I have a lot of pictures of me talking to her. She was so excited that she was just jumping up and down the entire time I was talking to her, and it was like the cutest thing I'd ever seen. And She had also won the video contest that day. If you watched my other video about the video contest, you could submit a video advice to the newly diagnosed, and she won that, and in her video she was saying how much she loved my videos, and so it was so cool to see that video earlier in the day and then meet her in person. And she was, oh, the cutest, and every kid there was just really sweet, and I just loved it. So then was the photo booth portion. So they got a picture with what they like about diabetes to sign, and then they got a picture with me, and we got to do different crazy things. We had crazy glasses, crazy hats, crazy mustaches, hairdos, all that stuff, and we got to get a picture together. And so if you want to see the meet and greet photos, those are on my Facebook page. I'll link it down below. I just put it in a whole album. And then if you want to see the 10 things that they liked about diabetes, I made a separate video on that. So if you saw that first video, it's the video I uploaded right before this one. If you see that one and you're wondering like, Danica, what the heck is this? That is what we made during the session, and I got all the kids together at the beginning and we talked about it, and they're just great. So check that video out. I'll put a link to that video down below and the photo album as well. So the photo booth part was a whirlwind. Like, the kids got the picture with their sign, and they picked out something from the box and they put it on, and we got a picture, and I felt like it was just a constant stream of kids getting pictures with me. But it was such a blast and so fun to be like, what do you want to pick out of the box? And like, what do you want to be? This one kid was like, I want to be Elvis, and he was determined to be Elvis, and it was the cutest thing. So that's how my day ended at the conference, and then afterwards again we stuck around to talk to some people, and it was really cool. I actually had a helper assigned to me. Her name was Berkeley, and she was great. If you're watching this, Berkeley, I think you're amazing. And it was nice to have a JDRF assigned helper who could like assist with my teen session and kids session, and she talked to me afterwards, and she's just a great person, so it was great to meet her. Another highlight for me was meeting the person who actually invited me to the conference. Her name is Laura Stoner, and her daughter Mia loves my videos, and so they invited me actually a year ago, but I was in nursing school and I first said, yeah, I want to do it, but then I realized I didn't have enough time, and so it was great that they like still kept me in mind and invited me for this one. And so Mia had been waiting to meet me for a while, and so when she finally saw me at the end of the conference day, she ran up to me, said, "Are you diabetic, Danica?" and then just gave me a huge hug when I said that I was, and it was the sweetest thing I've ever seen. And I told her this, but Mia gives the greatest hugs. I told her that she could hug me forever, and she said I could hug for hours, and it was so cute. So Mia, you are great. Your mom, Laura, is great. I just could really see the genuine passion they have for diabetes, and she just did her job so well, by the way. Like, Laura Stoner is amazing at staying calm in like, I feel like it could have been a hectic situation, but she did so well at organizing the conference. She had a lot of responsibilities. She was keeping everything in line, and she never seemed frazzled. She never seemed stressed. She was just on it, and she made me feel really supported and comfortable because I felt like she was there for me. Like, at one point, I didn't have a laptop to show my video for the kids session, and I was literally walking to find her to get the laptop when she came up to me and said, "Danica, I have the laptop for you." Like, we were on the same page. So yeah, she's just amazing at her job and helped me feel really comfortable. And she's just an awesome person. So that was another highlight for sure. And then after the conference, my mom and I just walked around New Braunfels, explored downtown a little bit, and actually ran into Claire, the little redheaded girl who was so excited to meet me, in a bakery, a little German bakery we went to, and it was so fun to see her outside of the conference. And then before they left, they were sitting outside and we were inside, still picking out our food, and then she popped her head in and she went, "Bye, diabetic Danica." And I said, "Bye," and it just, oh, my heart, so sweet. And then that night, my mom and I just decided to relax. We went in the hot tub at the hotel, we got chocolate, we watched Friends, and we went to bed. And that night, I again had trouble sleeping, but not because I was nervous. It was because I was so genuinely happy. Like, I was just full of joy from meeting all the people I got to meet and being a part of a diabetes conference for the first time as a speaker. And oh, it was just so fulfilling. And then that next day, we got to go to San Antonio. We explored the Riverwalk, the Alamo.
Basement in the Alamo.
were little tourists for a little bit, and then we headed out. So amazing trip overall. This video is probably super long, but I couldn't help but just talk about every aspect of the conference. I wish that I could have just like actually had all my memories as like a movie you could watch, because, or at least I could watch, because I want to relive it, because it was just so amazing. I thought about vlogging it. A lot of people asked me to vlog it, but I again was super nervous, and I just wanted to focus on being there, doing the conference, doing the talks, meeting you guys, and I'm glad I did. It would have been too overwhelming. Maybe if I start doing more speaking engagements and getting more comfortable, then eventually I'll vlog it, but I really need to focus on the conference. So hopefully a story is enough to keep you satisfied. Hopefully you can make it to the next conference. If I do end up doing more of these speaking engagements, I would really love to, just because meeting you all was phenomenal. So again, huge shout out to my mom for being an amazing assistant. You did an awesome job. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And if I met you at the conference, please comment down below. I'd love to say hi again. And thank you so much for coming. Don't forget to let me know if you want to see some of the actual footage of me speaking to the teen session in the comments down below. And I will see you guys soon. Bye! Oh, and I forgot to say that JDRF gave me some swag. So thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for subscribing, commenting, liking, all of that. It means the world to me. And I'll see you next time for another new video. Bye!